and welcome back to yet another Sims 4 build video. So in this video here, I love how the background is completely glitched. Like when you actually go onto the lot, not in build mode, it's fine. But like if you go onto it in build mode, it does this and glitches in the background. And I'm secretly just building in a void in which there are floating railroad tracks. It's great. So in this one, I'm building what I ended up naming the Mermaid dive bar. So I was on TikTok, and I follow quite a few professional mermaids on TikTok. It always makes me jealous. I didn't know I could be a professional mermaid for a career, and now I feel like I've wasted so many years of my life going into a very wrong career field. I could have been a mermaid, but ignoring the fact that we all could have been a mermaid at some point, there was this video of this professional mermaid who worked at a bar, and they had this huge tank over where the barman was at, and they would just swim around inside this tank above the bar and wave at the people who were there getting drinks and whatnot. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I don't drink alcohol, but I want to go there just for the experience of having the mermaid swimming above me. So I wanted to try building my own version of it in The Sims. And of course, The Sims is a lot more difficult to build something like that in because of the way that they make swimming pools work. Like, there's just not a good way to implement it. And so it ended up being like a 3-floor bar just so I could have the swimming pool be on the second floor coming down from the third floor. And I did put in a gate that is meant to be where you could do like employees only kind of thing for the bar, but when I was taking pictures I didn't bother to implement that, so there's other random people swimming in the pool at the bar as well. But I have like a whole changing area and everything. So I was looking at like bar exteriors, and I wanted something that looked really nice but something that also looked really fun and chic and not something that maybe people would normally do for a bar. And I ended up combining like 3 or 4 different bar fronts to make what this one became. And then I decided that those were too close together to be able to make these pillars, and then I changed some more stuff around and ended up moving these all out one because I needed that extra kind of like pillar gap. And I really like this one side pillar, and it ends up becoming like a little side eatery for people to enjoy coming up later. And I started out with the size that it is currently, a 5x5, and then I changed it to a 6x6, and then changed it back to a 5x5. So I was right in the first place, but I just wanted to make sure I did have enough. And then obviously trying to like kind of make it like a little bit, in a way, almost a little bit seedy. Like, that feels wrong to say because bars aren't seedy places, but like I wanted the roofing to be a little bit more rough, especially considering this area that it's in, because this one is in the eco lifestyle world. I can't remember what it's called. And so that's why you have like the train tracks and the cars and everything, in case you didn't recognize it if you don't have eco lifestyle. And so I wanted it to somewhat match the area that it was coming out of in a way. And so that was why I wanted the roof to be a little bit more like corrugated and a little bit more kind of clunky to really make it match with the area that it is going to be in. And so then here I was trying to build some of the exterior, because in these videos I'm really trying to, as I play them, like as I'm building them, I try to think and be like, okay, I need to finish the exterior and then move to the interior or whatever it is, so that way I don't keep jumping back and forth between a bunch of stuff. Like, obviously I'm jumping between floors as I'm working on the exterior just to make it look like I want it to, because it is the exterior of the building. But like, I am trying to not like jump in and suddenly be like, oh, I'm working on the patio, so let me just put in all the patio furniture that I want. And or like, oh, I'm here down on the first floor, I'm gonna, build the bar for the first floor, because that just, I think, adds like a little bit of confusion, especially when recording the videos. So I'm trying to work really hard and work in pieces. So like, I've got the exterior done, and then I was just adjusting some other stuff. I was like, nope, I didn't like that, I need to fix that. Oh, I want to add like this kind of little thing that I saw on yet another build, because this is like a whole bunch of bar exteriors connected together, but I think I made them look really, like they fit together really nicely. Like it doesn't look like I took 4 different bar exteriors from different places around the world and was like, here, enjoy. And so here I'm just trying to get the whole like upstairs to work, because what's going on there is upstairs I wanted to have like a little area where essentially the mermaids that are hired to work in the bar, to work in that area, that they have a place to go upstairs and they can get changed into their clothing and put on their makeup and then go swim down in the pool as the mermaid entertainment for the evening. And so that was what I was building up on the top floor, was trying to get that to work, and then just kind of making some adjustments and putting in windows. And that's where I get that open eatery kind of area vibe that I wanted for down in there. Because I really wanted this bar to not only be like a really cool bar, but just be a really welcoming and warm place where people could come and hang out. They could eat good food, they could come and drink, they could come and dance, they could just come and watch the mermaids swim around and enjoy a night out. Like that is the intention behind the design for this particular bar. My dog is being really needy and wanting to be pet. So then here I am building the bathroom. I did make this bathroom a little bit bigger than I did in my more recent library build, and then I decided I didn't want the mirror that high because it was going to like show people in the stalls, and that felt wholly inappropriate. And then I saw these lights from Eco Lifestyle. They're not very bright. Like they don't add a lot of light to the room, but I actually really like them. And then I added way too much light and it was like flooding everything, so I just kept it to the one, and I think it actually looks really nice. So I was actually really happy with the bathroom. And then obviously I took the wall down on the second floor because I wanted to put up a railing instead to be able to make that kind of like, you can overlook everything that's going on and you can see the mermaids just as well as anybody else, even though you may be on the second floor. Oh my gosh, my dog. And so I wanted everything to like have a really good purpose. And then the set of stairs that I added there, like I liked having them come up on that side, but then at the same time there was just like a lot of awkwardness to their placement. Like it wasn't really working with the upstairs the way I wanted it to. So then I ended up moving it over to the other side, and I like it better, but at the same time I also don't like it because the way that you have to get over to the changing room essentially is by swimming in the swimming pool. So like it's not ideal, but the other way was not ideal either. So it was kind of like a lose-lose situation, trying to get the stairs to go up to that third floor to make it easy for our mermaid friends to be able to go around and swim. So then, you know, just designing the bar, trying to create like an employees only area behind the bar, because that's a really important thing, is that only employees can get to where they are supposed to go. Like you don't want some random customer walking behind the bar because that has happened a lot in Sims, and then they just start, you know, mixing drinks. So you could set the door essentially to staff only. There's 2 doors and then the gate upstairs for the mermaid pool. So that way you only have staff that is able to do that kind of thing. And so there's the shifted stairs, and then of course you got to add in upstairs like a little changing area. So there is like a changing area on that one side of the pool, so that way essentially they could maybe get into like their costume and then swim over the other side and do like their makeup and that kind of thing. Of course in Sims you don't have to do that in all technicality because of the way the Sims works, but you know, thinking about it in terms of how it would work in real life, very important. And so, you know, I've got the nice see-through dance floor, and then like I really, really like those lights, and oh my gosh, my dog. So I alternated those colors and put them above the bar because I thought it would look really nice. And then always trying to play around with the lights and find one that would work really well for the area that I'm designing. And so that's always the hardest part, is finding something that kind of matches what you are working on and designing. And then I also had trouble like picking out the right kind of chairs and just like sitting area that I wanted to have for the bar, and then I ended up putting in too many tables, so I do end up deleting one of those sets out, but I would much rather have more than enough than too little. And then there's even this little outdoor seating area, and I forgot to go over and take a picture of it during the end pictures, but there is a little outdoor seating area over there that I actually think looks quite nice. You have the option of going and sitting outside rather than having to be inside. It would just kind of really depend on the weather, especially if you're doing like seasons. You wouldn't want to sit outside in the freezing cold, but any time else would probably be pretty okay. And so then the very last thing that I did was I added in the landscaping to the mermaid pool, so that way it would look more like kind of like a legitimate underwater kind of area, just adding in some plants, adding in some grasses, adding in those rocks that I think just adds a really nice touch to the area. And then I did end up changing the wall inside to be a rock inside, because obviously you don't want it to be like an obvious pool. You want it to kind of blend in, and I ended up being really happy with like all the choices that I made about the different areas. I think this is a really, really good looking bar. Like, it looks really amazing. So I'm very excited to share it with all of you, because the style of it, the idea that you have the mermaids that can swim above you, that I thought was just the greatest idea for in real life, and then to be able to kind of copy it in Sims. And I did have to go in and create a mermaid character specifically to film the interior, take pictures of the interior, because I couldn't find any mermaids on the gallery in cast. Like, I searched mermaid and like none of them were coming up as mermaids, and I was like, I don't know what's going on with cast, so I just had to quickly create one. But I think she's super pretty. I really like the gold tail, and then obviously you can see some other people swimming around in there, but it's really stunning. Just the outdoor eateries that are available, the dance floor, the mermaids, the bar style, like everything just feels very nice. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.